General Scott's army took over Mexico City, the United States succeeded in controlling most of the nation. The critical question was no longer who would win the war, but on what terms could Americans and Mexicans agree to live peacefully as neighbors, and where would the borders be drawn?
This is Zocalo, the central square in Mexico City. Like Washington, D.C., the city is a federal district, not part of any state. Today, as during the Mexican-American War, Zocalo is the place for political activists to stage protests. When U.S. troops led by Winfield Scott rode triumphantly into the square on September 14, 1847, they found that the entire Mexican army, including Santa Anna, was gone.
Tired, hungry, and with my uniform tattered by the enemy's bullets, I and my generals agreed to withdraw from the capital. I issued the orders, and they were carried out.
When the American army arrived, the only Mexicans remaining in the city center were common citizens who were amazed at the sight of the troops and an American flag flying over the Mexican National Palace.
The people were absolutely mad, humiliated, and wanted by all means to attack the American invaders. So it was a bloody occupation of downtown Mexico City.
President Polk's diplomatic envoy, Nicholas Tris, arrived to finally discuss the terms of a settlement, but he encountered two more unexpected obstacles. Because the U.S. Army, in effect, controlled all of Mexico, some U.S. congressmen were pushing for the entire country to be annexed to the United States, a concept Polk himself did not consider reasonable. Secondly, there was no Mexican government to negotiate with. No political figure, including Santa Anna, wanted to take the blame for giving away half their country.
Polk wanted to get a treaty, but way home. And it was not easy to get the land that they wanted and to withdraw from Mexico. It was a very difficult situation.
Within days, Mexicans named Manuel de la Peña y Peña interim president. Trist hoped the new leader could persuade remaining members of the Mexican Congress to accept a treaty giving Polk the territory he originally sought. But on October 6th, Trist received shocking news. President Polk had lost his patience and ordered Trist back to Washington.
Trist receives this at a moment where he thinks finally some real negotiations might be ready to take place. There's a change in Mexican government, and Trist had a good relationship with these people, and he thought, this is my window. Finally, it's going to happen. We're going to get these negotiations through. So he was very hesitant to leave. And in fact, Scott and other people were urging him, don't leave, stay here. Polk can't know what's happening on the ground. You can't obey this order, because if you do, who knows if we're going to have another chance to really get a negotiated settlement to this war. This is our window. We have to take it. So Trist makes the pretty bold decision to stay and to conclude negotiations with the Mexicans despite an official order that he was to return to Washington, D.C.
Without presidential authority, Trist remained in Mexico. On February 2nd, 1848, he and Mexican officials met in the town of Guadalupe-Hidalgo and signed a treaty. For a price of $15 million, half the original offer made 2 years earlier, Polk received what he had long desired: a Texas-Mexico border at the Rio Grande and Mexico's northern territories. Today, that land includes the states of California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and parts of Colorado and Wyoming. More than 500,000 square miles, nearly half of Mexico's former territory.